Hello and welcome back to Watching Walford. I'm Ash and today we're going to do a video where I discuss the JJ and Frankie storyline in Hollyoaks storyline from the 8th of March as it was announced until now. I'll give a vague run through and just how I feel it's unwinding, and you know, it's been a really important story to tell, and I don't think I've necessarily reacted as kind of viscerally as like disgust and just anger whilst watching this storyline. So I think it's something I'm going to try to do because I would like to somewhat cover it fully, but I don't really know how to do it. So we're just going to run through where it is till now. Now, Frankie and JJ got introduced earlier in the year. She was brought by Hannah Ashworth, who kidnapped Suzanne's kids and took them to go and see Darren. They obviously had a bit of a frosty relationship, and they were like, why did you abandon us? And slowly throughout, started to open up about some of the issues we had. Frankie, who was seen as the problem child, and is always the one causing problems. And you have JJ, who is the golden boy and the footballer. He's signed by United, and he's like, you know, just all of the reasons as to why he is the perfect one. Now, when they announced this, they didn't give any real hints to this. They just gave some questionable things. And I suppose I can generally track it as because my Twitter is the one place I do actively somewhat talk about it. And let's just find it. But where is this? So it obviously kicked off about a bit through February where they teased Jack having touched her inappropriately, which made everybody go, oh, okay, what's happening here? You know, like something must have gone wrong. And I said, the ballet teacher is clearly the one in the wrong. And, you know, Jack got thrown out, and they played it weirdly because Jack was making it all about him and not about, like, I guess it's you don't know, and when a character you enjoy with a character you don't like, it's always hard to generally take their side, because then you're like, why is they picking on Jack? You know, Jack didn't do anything. And he technically didn't, but it obviously provoked it triggered a lot of anxiety for Frankie, and they had to take it seriously. Obviously, since she can't really tell with the topic and doesn't really want to ruin the family and have that all blamed on her, she struggled for a bit and it got put to bed somewhat. And then obviously on March 8th, it was announced that this is a sibling sexual abuse storyline and that it should develop. Then a week later, on March 15th, we saw the scene. We saw the scene where JJ comes into Frankie's room and says, like, hey, everybody's asleep. Let's play school disco. And what we did learn is with the ballet is that the dancing is a coping mechanism, and it is a kind of, you know, it's how she tries to deal with the grief of the fucking trauma of being abused. And so JJ has like a football trial and she's mean about it. Then he goes to us like, why are you being so mean? I need to, you know, he's very possessive of her. He's very controlling in a sense, but it's also in a way of like a game. Just like it's the same. They celebrate like how we used to. That's like by playing school disco. So they're dancing and he's feeling her up, and that's obviously why she was triggered when Jack put her hand on her back, because, you know, doesn't want to be touched by anyone anywhere. There's a bit of privacy that she's not allowed to have. And, you know, just that gross closeness where her lines of saying, like, any woman knows how that feels, and, you know, she's supposed to still be pretty fucking young anyways. like, wouldn't really describe her as a woman yet. And then it just generally continues as since the first incident after a long time. And JJ getting all of the attention. She started to drink to try and get over it. And she started to drink to try and forget. And you start to see more of the kind of vindictive nature of JJ, where he's always trying to find, like, how to be alone and trying to figure out how to, like, not have suspicion with the family. Because, you know, you start to blame her, essentially, being like, you ruined this family again, you know, like, fucking hell, boys. Fucking hell. And I suppose the family, they generally thought that it was either the stepdad or someone else who did abuse her, but obviously it is JJ. And in this current set of scenes where she drinks and then she got upset because Suzanne, or her mum, didn't actually help her. She'd been sleeping with her on the sofa. She'd basically been trying to avoid any alone time with JJ because she knows what that entailed. And where it causes problems is she got upset, she lashed out, she hit Suzanne, who took a tumble and in trouble with the police. And, you know, this made it so Suzanne felt like she needed to take some time away. So once again, she's trapped in her own house. So she started to drink again. And she fucking drank a whole bottle of vodka all the way to just fucking chronic throwing up, which was pretty tragic to see. And then obviously after the Suzanne stuff, the social worker comes around and she's so close to saying, like, you know, essentially like, you know, what triggers this anger? It doesn't just come out of nowhere. And then she starts to say, like, my brother, but then obviously he fucking peers in and puts the fear in her. And she then just goes, you know, it's just fucking, I'm just not used to the change. And it's absolutely fucking heartbreaking. Like, it's really fucking miserable. And, like, I fucking hate JJ. I think he's an absolute piece of shit. And I really, really cannot get along with the character. Like, how could he do such a fucking horrific thing, such a selfish thing? And I just feel so bad for Frankie, you know? She is a tragic character where she's just trying to get her fucking life together. But, you know, she thought they were moving on. She thought it was in the past. Not in the past anymore. It's time to bring it back. And see her entire demeanor shift around JJ and how scared she gets. And, like, God, I don't know. Like, I just wanted to get better, you know? I wanted to get better. And I'll say they've been doing a fantastic job with this. It's been a bit infuriating at times, like how Nancy decided to call fucking Frankie a train wreck. And it's like, you're the head of safeguarding, you fucking melt. What's wrong with you? But obviously, they don't know, they can't tell, but it's just fucking rough. And in the scenes on the April the 1st, or 2nd rather, I don't know, whichever episode, it was the 1st, Lucas and Frankie both kind of open up to each other, and, you know, it is revealed that Lucas has been self-harming to kind of cope after she's a bit drunk and upset and a bit mean. She's like, you know, why is there a God if this bad shit would happen? And, you know, he opens up by saying, like, look, I self-harm, right? Is that what you really wanted to fucking know? And obviously she feels pretty fucking bad about it, wants to comfort him. He lashes out, and then she's drinking the wine that she stole from the pub back at home, and she's dancing again, dancing till her feet bleed. And she then, I don't know, I don't exactly remember. Well, it's implied that she's self-harming at the end. I don't necessarily know like what on, but that's not particularly important either. I think it might be a bit glass, but regardless, that's not super important. Oh, she stands on like the lid of a bottle, makes her bleed, and then gives her the idea to self-harm. Like, it's just really, it's so unbelievably tragic, and it just hurts, and it's just rough. And most characters I don't feel like I want to protect, but I want to protect Frankie. I want her to be okay. I don't want this shit to continue any longer than it needs to. And yeah, I don't like how far it's allowed to go, but it's an important storyline, and it has been really impactful. And as I was saying, I wasn't just clickbaiting by saying I think it'd be one of the most groundbreaking storylines in Hollyoaks history. I do genuinely believe it, but I suppose with that in mind, this has been the first video discussing the Frankie and JJ storyline. If you would like to, you want to tell me your thoughts on it, tell me in the comment section down below. Maybe a bit more fucking jaded in this one. I think that there's a lot less like enjoyable about this though. It's not fun. It's not fun storyline, but it is like impactful. So I think they've been doing a stellar job of it so far. And the fact that I already am like, please Frankie, be safe, please. Don't want to see it go bad. As well, I don't necessarily talk about the self-harm, but it's just it's what she feels like she has to do to cope. She don't think she ever realized, and maybe the pain will help her manage with it. But yeah, it was a pretty, I suppose just to wrap it all around. I'm impressed at the development of Lucas, by the way. I think the development of Lucas is really interesting. It is sad that he is gay, because I'm sure in another world where he would obviously love to actually be with Frankie, but it's not who he is, not who he likes, not what he wants. But the pairing they have is really good, and the actors shown a fantastic job of stepping up to actually dealing with this emotional stuff. So kudos to all the people involved, and yeah, just want to thank everyone for watching this video. Want them to just want to thank everybody for watching the video. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure to keep fucking ticking, keep going, and yeah, thank you for watching. Join me in the next one. See you then. Bye bye.